welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Wine with Me. I'm so happy for those who continuously watch me ramble, and those who actually take a few notes from the stuff that we kind of go through in our life. I mean, toxic friends was kind of a big deal for me because I think I opened up a lot. I just saw myself in all three. I saw myself in all three, and I think, once you put something out there, you're very mindful of your actions. So those of you who have been subscribing, thank you so much. If you're just bumping into the channel, I hope you like the content. Welcome to a family of realness, or a family of no judgment, and a family of just like growing here and loving and drinking. We drink on this channel. We drink. It's not all alcoholic, so you're welcome if you're just a tea person. Speaking of that, I am having tea today. I'm going through it, okay? And from the title, I'm sure you'll see it's quite a personal post today. It's quite a personal video. And then again, please receive it with love. It's just, I'm going to be quite open with my thoughts and feelings today because I'm just going through a lot. But before we get through it, I'm just obviously going to start off with a cheers, right? Even if it's tea, stop judging me. I know it's wine with me. I am whining today, whining with an H. Okay, cheers. I should have called this tea with me. I do that more often than I do with wine, but hey, we're here now. Let's get started. So today I want to talk about self-love and the journey of self-love, and more specifically my journey. In the comments down below, let me know how your journey has been with self-love, and if you've started it, if you've paused it, if you haven't. Hey, let's just share. So my journey with self-love, to be honest, and I think my more consistent journey with self-love started in 2019. Yes, 2019, my last year of my 28th year, starting my 29th year. I think life became so real there. Life became so real, like a lot was happening. I think I have a lot of delayed reactions to my life. I think I go through things. I'm those type of people who kind of just like, I go through things and I don't quite express myself when I go through things, right? I keep things inside. I open a file, I just file it away, and I'll get back to it when I'm ready. I never get back to it. So the file gets back to me. It definitely does. It lets me know that, Sissy, we've been waiting to be attended to, and now that it seems like you're not attending to us, we're gonna attend to you. And it came in a wave. I think I just turned 29. I had the most beautiful birthday in Durban with my two besties, and I came back and I thought, hey, 29, I'm gonna live life. I'm going to attack this thing called life. After you've turned a certain age, you just want to like, you have this mindset of starting afresh and just becoming a better person. It lasted a week. I had the biggest down, depressive moment right after then. I think the first 2 weeks of November, that's when I kind of had the biggest breakdown. I got this close to just ending my life, right? I think when you get to that moment, you don't see anything positive. You're not very, you don't care, actually. It's not that nothing positive is happening in your life, it's just that you're not grateful in that moment. Hauna gratitude. Gratitude's voice is little to nothing. It doesn't exist. Gratitude's voice, wow, it's so small. And I mean, part of self-love is to be grateful every single day, right? So, okay, fine. In my 29th year, I got introduced to a life coach. I went through a program at work um, for leaders, but they call it leadership. An amazing program. I think it cracked open the file. It cracked open the file that I've been neglecting for the past few years, and I had to attend to self. And I did. I attended to self. My life coach forced me to look at myself, like, because life coaches hold you accountable to the stuff that you guys discuss, and you guys have items that you guys have to go through, and every time you meet, have you done it? You have to give feedback. So I think sometimes having an accountable partner helps you in your journey, right? And thankfully, like, the program at work gave us these life coach. I wouldn't have really thought of a life coach. I would have probably thought of therapy. I've been postponing that process for the longest time because I just felt like I could deal with myself, Anyway, so my life coach really did put things into perspective for me. I can now openly say, I can look at myself and say I love me, whereas before, loving me was difficult. Now you can love yourself, but you have moments of not liking yourself, which is normal, right? In every relationship, like, you can love people but not like them in a certain moment, but that doesn't take away the love. Whereas before, I never loved myself, like, and then where I had moments where I didn't like myself, it amplified the fact that I was really just a worthless person. Now I can say I love me. I love who I am becoming and the work that I'm putting into becoming the woman that I am supposed to be. I just have moments where I don't like myself, and this is where now we have to put in the self-love routines, right? But so many times we hear this self-love narrative, like, love yourself, know your worth, and you're like, okay. And you feel like when you get to self-love, everything's just going to be perfect. Like, now you know how to function, you know how to, you know which people to entertain, not which people not to entertain, what energies to let in. Okay, fine. In that moment, when you have that realization that, self-love is this, you kind of know, you have an idea, right? But I think what people neglect to say is that self-love is not a destination. You don't just get to self-love and life flows perfectly. But self-love it's a journey. Every single day, like, every day you have to put in the effort of loving yourself, knowing your worth, reminding yourself that you're so much, you're worth it, that you're enough, that you're able, that you're going to make it, that you've come far, and then you have these things where you have to do, like, journaling, where you listen to podcasts, sermons, where you meditate, exercise. People have different ways of contributing to their self-love routine, right? And sometimes I do meditate, I do listen to podcasts, I do listen to sermons, guys. I'm putting her on. Sarah Jakes has saved my life. That's all I'm gonna say about that woman. Like, her sermons get me through the day. Okay, when I am 22 falling off the cliff. I do even speaking to my friends, I'm realizing I've never been very open about how I feel and what I'm going through, and I just don't like being getting a burden. I don't know if it's a burden, but I don't like it when I've now identified myself as the person who helps in my friendships, and then now I'm the one asking for help. It's kind of egotistical, to be honest, that I can help you but you can't help me. And I think that thought as well is just something I need to work on, because my friends can. Because the moments where I have reached out to my friends, I actually do feel a lot much better. And it's just very difficult for me to lay myself onto someone and trust that they'll take care of me. So a lot of it, and the reason why I hold back and kind of deal with a lot of my problems alone, is a lot of like trust issues that I have to work on by myself. And it's unfair for me to want to be trusted with my friends' problems, but I can't also trust them with mine. So it is a lot of things that I have to work on. Oh my goodness. I think this video, I'm shooting this video and I'm going through it right now. I'm just going through life. I'm not sure moment. I'm in the gray. I'm in the gray right now, and nothing is making sense. Nothing is making sense. Like, just questioning life, questioning the relationships I have in my life, and just questioning my purpose, questioning, just my role as a mother. If you guys know me and you guys see me on social media, you would know that I'm a mom to just an awesome girl. Like, yo guys, it's just tough. I think I'm gonna go through motherhood and I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna talk to some amazing moms, and we're gonna have one of those title breakdowns and talk about the challenges of motherhood. I think it's really contributed to my mind state, and how I've viewed myself over the years since I've become a mom. But yeah, self-love is tough, guys. Self-love is so tough. Like, today I did all the routines, all the stuff I do in my routine, and I still didn't feel okay. And then you feel like you failed. But is it failing? Or, I wish we could just talk about the fact that sometimes, even after you've done all the loving you can do on yourself, you still just, that voice of just not being so positive is a lot more amplified than the positive things. And it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. What is not okay is to stay and build a home in your negativity. That's what I've learned. I've learned to not build a whole home and reside in my negative space, but to feel what I need to feel, yes, and then work myself out of what I'm feeling, right? And that part of working myself out of how I'm feeling has been the most challenging thing ever. It's so challenging to work myself out, because for many years of my life, my default has been residing in negativity, self-negativity. So now I've got to reside in self-positivity, and I now just want to live, I do want to live. My life coach said, when you start making self-love a habit, it doesn't take away the giants, which is the negative thoughts or depression, whatever, anxiety, but it does minimize the noise that they make in your head. So they're not as loud as they were previously, when it sounded like they were the only voice in your head. So I get that. I get it. I get that self-love is an everyday thing. I get that sometimes self-love routines don't work. But that doesn't mean you don't love yourself. It's just that that day, I don't like myself that much. But I can get through the day with the love. I really can. I can get through the day with a word from God, I can get through the day knowing that I've got unconditional love in my spaces that God has intentionally put me in, like my family, my friends. I can get through it. it's taken me a long time to accept that I can get through things. And you know, if you're going through it and you also just feel like, yo guys, what a day, what a week, what a month, what a year. Am I going to make it? You are. You are. You're definitely going to make it. Steve Harvey said something like, you've got 100%, what does he say? Survival rate of your life. You have 100% survival rate of your life. You have survived every single thing that you thought you wouldn't, because you're still here. And every time I think of that, it makes me a little emo. It makes me a little emo because I go back to November and I realize I made it. I made it through that. This week is nothing, man. This week is nothing. We're gonna be good, man. I think I just needed this. And yeah. Every now and then I'm gonna have emotional check-ins with some tea. And I hope you guys are okay, man. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you guys are just strong. I hope this was just one of those videos that just reassure you that you're an awesome human being who goes through down moments, but your down moments aren't a reflection of your whole life. You have an amazing life, but ups and downs are part of life. Ups and downs are part of life. Even that thing, you know, there's a new thing on social media. When something beautiful happens in someone's life, there's a line, it will end in tears. It's life. It's life. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be rosy all the time. If I get into a relationship with someone and I'm flipping happy and I'm posting him everywhere and I'm just loving up on him, let me do that. Allow me to love up on my man. Allow me to, you know, just embrace what I'm feeling in the moment. When or if it ends in tears, we will deal with it at that point in time. Don't capitalize on it will end in tears. It never ends in tears. Tears is part of the journey. It's part of the journey. But the journey will not end in tears. It won't. I actually cannot believe that we were brought into this world to end it in tears. No ways. We were brought into this world to live and feel every moment. Sadness, happiness, love, excitement, guys, yonke into joy, anger. But I just don't know why we have to capitalize on the negative one. Why can't it end in happiness? I don't know. I don't like that line. I don't like it. Anyway, that was just me having a session with you guys with some tea. Thank you so much. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope you stay. I'm gonna try and record a little more frequently, especially like through all of the madness in life and all of the madness in my head and in my heart and in my films. But I'll definitely be in touch. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome few weeks until we meet again. Love you, fam.